It took the world 10 minutes to realize that Joe Biden lost the debate against Donald Trump. To the point where people who were watching along asked, is he dead? Is he a clone? How is this man the president?
DEFCON 1 moment.
President Biden needs to step down for humanity, for his integrity, and for his legacy.
There are going to be discussion about whether he should continue.
The universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic.
Conversations range from whether he should be in this race tomorrow morning.
You see, the first point he had made is a point that practically every Democrat has been making, which is taxing the ultra-rich. But this is what he actually said.
Sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
And after this very moment, the chances of Trump going into office yet again increased exponentially. And to be totally honest with you, you never actually needed to watch the debate. You just had to see him walk.
Please welcome the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you?
You could tell from his crippling, stiff, old, deadwood walk that this man looked like he was going to fall any second. And this is a stark contrast from the sprinting, running, climbing, active Joe Biden we all know and love. The other thing to notice is Joe Biden's voice. The most hoarse, raspy, begging for water, suffering throat, the Sahara Desert, communion bread, driest voice you've ever heard.
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president, what Mr. Trump left me. 15,000 new jobs. We brought out in the position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, but there's more to be done.
Someone get this man some water. And another point of contention is when Joe Biden, the current president of the United States of America at the time, is getting his facts and figures incorrect.
What we do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say.
And that leads you to think, how can this old, grumpy, hoarse, tired man speak to any world leader representing the United States of America, which should be the strongest country in the world? And funny enough, I'm sure America knows that Joe Biden is a good politician, a good man deep down, because in his old days, he was a savvy politician indeed.
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that, though. The system does produce corruption, and I think implicit in the system is corruption, when in fact, whether or not you can run for public office, and it costs a great deal of money to run for the United States Senate, even from a small state like Delaware, you have to go to those people who have money, and they always want something.
These fellows are going to eventually judge me on my merit, not on my age, and I have to establish that merit, assuming there is any there. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem.
But the biggest concern that voters had was the fact that he was old, and after that debate, he did himself no favors. Even having a back and forth about golf, which was the greatest joke in history.
Happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Hey, let's
not act like children.
Biden was in debate prep for an entire week. CNN made sure there was no audience around to throw off Joe Biden at all. CNN made sure to turn off Trump's microphone so he couldn't interrupt Biden and they could not speak over one another. And still, with all this in favor of Biden, he lost. The man in his old state does not even understand the time. Remember, he had 1 week of training.
We're at the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost
Thank you, President Biden.
And we should encourage businesses to hold to have.
Thank you, President
childcare
Biden.
facilities.
President Trump, the question was about what would you do to make childcare more affordable?
I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way,
This man even fell asleep mid-debate. And let's not forget, and this is a very sad thing, but a very true thing, and it's that majority of people that watch debates do not focus on policies or the answers to the questions. They focus on competence, their ability to articulate and bring out thought. And Sleepy Joe was the complete opposite of that.
well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400.
And when the debate was over, Joe Biden, who has been running for president on and off since 1983, struggled with the fact that he had to turn over the reins to another candidate. Donald Trump, in that debate, never looked stronger.
With more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look,